All right, what's up? This is Beyond the Road podcast. It's Kwame, and I'm with your boy.
Lonzo Buckets in the building.
Hell yeah, we in this motherfucker, man. We back
Yes, sir.
live and intact. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
man. I was off this weekend and saw that Jiří podcast pop up. You sent to me. I was like, cool. I just had it
Fire.
in the freaking, on the AirPod. You know what I mean? Just had it right there,
Mhm.
just chilling. My wife was talking to me, and I was like, all right, all right. I had the hoodie on, so she couldn't see. I was listening to 2 hour Joe Rogan podcast, and I was like,
Yeah,
hell yeah. So yeah, man. What'd you think of that pod, dude? That Jiří
let's
and
go for
Rogan
that,
pod. Go for that.
bro. Like Yuri is just something else, bro. Like even when Joe Rogan asked him if like he watched film, and he's like, "Yeah, I watched 300, watched On Bach." He's
Solid.
talking about movies instead of. I felt like Joe Rogan was just asking him about like fights, like previous fights he had, his opponent's fights, and it's just like the language barrier is there. He apparently had the flu before fight week,
Yeah,
which
he
is
was sick.
insane. So he was like he was sick, he cut too much weight. He was in the sauna for like 2 hours, like off and on 15 minutes, and he lost too much weight. So it's just like this guy, he's like he's just a beast, bro. Like just whatever he does it to like the max. So I enjoyed the podcast just because he talked about a lot of his mindset towards like the fighting. He's like, I'm everywhere all the
Mm.
time. It's like it's just the way he speaks is like insane. So I like enjoying. I mean, I like enjoying. I enjoyed listening to Yuri and kind of his philosophy towards things because he's pretty different from other fighters out there when it comes to his training. He's out there in the
Hmm.
nature punching rocks and stuff. It's like you don't want to fight a guy who's punching rocks outside for
No,
fun. But what you think, bro?
yeah, it was cool to just kind of listen to like his mentality on like fighting and just like winning, losing, and
Right.
they talked to him about like his Rogan would try to check him on some things like why do you keep your hands down, and he
Mm-hmm.
had an answer for it too. He was just all like,
Saying it's defensive, right? When he has his
yeah,
arms, I was like, "That's a defense." I want to let my opponent know, and it's like, "What the hell?" Like even with the
yeah. He's like,
he says
I
it's
don't know
very
if he said you get.
confident,
He's like, if you have your hands up, you're on defense, but he's like, you can get relaxed just having your arms up and be like, oh, I'm okay. But if you're down, you're constantly like having to react. I don't know. He had like some like really good answers to that, man. I was like, what the hell? See if I can bring
right?
it up.
Having the hands down is different. I mean, especially when you're going against someone like Pereira, it's like it takes a lot of confidence and courage even to be in close distance with your opponent and to have your hands down and feel like you're able to react. And he was talking about his like relationship with the opponent. He wants to know what his opponent is thinking about
Mhm.
before he does it. And it's just like this guy is on X Games mode, bro.
And yeah, he said he wants to take some time off, huh? Like till like what did he say? Like end of summer or something like that.
I believe he says that he just wants to fight whoever's the UFC wants to bring to him. I don't know if he's gonna take a break, but he said that he's ready for Alex, but at the same time, he's like, if the UFC wants me to fight someone else, I forgot who Rogan recommended him to fight, but um, I feel like that would be good for his confidence as well, just because he's like he had a great performance against Jamal Hill.
Mm-hmm. And then he didn't he talk about like he doesn't really have enemies or whatever. Like after he fights them, he tries to be friends
Oh yeah,
with them and stuff like that. Like Jamal Hill.
yeah. He was saying that he likes having or he had a drink with Jamal Hill after the fight. He's like, yeah, he's like, we're all one. After we fight, we drink together, and he talks in this like caveman slash like samurai kind of way, which is like we drink together, we fight, and it's like, bro, it's just I don't know, something about Yuri is just like something's really cool about him, just because he's like, he just fought someone, he's like down to have a drink with the other person to party and all that stuff, and I feel like it brings more people together because a lot of people, especially like in the UFC, they just want to kill the other person, and it does affect their personality outside of kind of the octagon. And it's cool to see that. It's like, oh, these guys can have a drink together. They fought. People could do that as well.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Um, so yeah, man. Yeah, so you know off the topic a little bit, you talked about you gave me a recommendation of Severance. Or I heard you talking about that in the gym. You know, you're like, hey, check it out. You know, telling people. So like, yeah, man, me and my wife got to watching that. It's on the Apple
TV.
TV. So we did like the little 7 day thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man, it's pretty dope. So it's basically about this company called Lumen, and basically, if you want to work for this company, they have to do this procedure on you. It's called being severed. Basically, they put this like little chip, it looks like a little pill into your brain. You have that in your brain, so when you go to work, you don't know what you do at work. It's just like you walk through the hallway, get off the elevator, completely black out, and then you walk out of the elevator and you just did a full day of work. You don't know who your coworkers are. You don't know what you do at work. It's kind of like everybody has a reason for doing it. I know like the main
Hmm.
character, he lost his wife in a car crash, so he's like, being severed helps him like deal with his loss. Like,
Right.
he doesn't have to be at work sad or whatever. He just completely
Yeah.
blacks out, gets off of work. And I know he was like a history teacher before, and it's like this weird lab, kind of like it's giving me like Stranger Thing vibes to it. But
Yeah.
then like the way they have their characters, it's almost like you kind of get attached to these characters pretty quickly, kind of like Breaking Bad or like like shows like
Yeah.
that. And but I thought it was a pretty dope, interesting show, and it gives a perspective of both sides. When they have when they go to work and they're severed or whatever, like it shows their like it shows like what they're up to, at the office. It shows that side, and then it shows the other side. The other side they call it Audi. Any is like when they're in the office. Audi is like outside the office. So it shows like both
Yeah.
perspectives, which is
Hmm.
pretty dope. And it just starts to get weird. And yeah, man, it was a cool show. I finished the first season, you know,
Yeah.
down to the second, but it's definitely like culty like in there. And I thought it was interesting, man. It kind of like made me think about a lot of different things. Like,
Right. It
what'd you
does.
get
Right.
from there?
I remember the first time I watched it. I think I was watching the TFG podcast. They recommended it. And me and my girlfriend checked it out. We watched it, and to be honest, bro, it threw me for a loop for a while. So it just changed kind of like my way of thinking, just because as soon as you grow up, you start thinking about getting a job, responsibilities, and then you start realizing like once you start going to work, it's like, oh, you have like a work personality. Maybe even with jujitsu, you have like a
Yeah,
jujitsu personality. You don't even think about it, right? It's not like a conscious thing, but like once you get home, you relax, or you're with certain different type of people, different things start coming out of you. And I started thinking about that. And I think it's just like crazy, and how like maybe this could be a future thing. Maybe down the line they got Neuralink and all
hmm,
these different type of procedures. Maybe something like that could happen. It just opens your mind to those types of possibilities, and it could get dark fast.
yeah,
But at the same time, you have to be able to think about these things because they could potentially happen. But yeah, so if you guys haven't checked out the show, hopefully we're not spoiling anything. Pause it right now if you guys want to check it out. But I enjoyed it just because I think that the acting is very, very good. The editing, I like the music, like some, even like the small things like that. When I watch the show, it's just like I enjoy that stuff. Just because I've been recently posting videos and just start seeing the things from like a directing perspective.
hmm,
And it's like, oh, they do things a certain way. It's like, oh, what you start asking yourself these questions, like, what do they do for work? What are those numbers? Like,
hmm,
what are they doing on the computer? Who owns the company? And you start asking yourself, and then with the show, they start sliding things in there for you to figure out. And I think that's like,
yeah,
I think it's cool. That's what, so
hell
yeah,
yeah.
bro, I think it's,
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I just thought like some of the things were just like symbolic, man. Because I worked for similar companies like that. When I did phlebotomy, I worked for this plasma company, and we're like, dude, how
oh,
much
wow.
are these plasma bottles? Like, how much are they getting paid? Like, who owns
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Octapharma? And
Hmm.
like we're trying to look up like the owner and like his net worth. We couldn't really find that, but we know he has like private jets. He has like this house on this island. I'm like, who is this
Hmm.
guy? And
Yeah.
like we're just like, damn, why aren't we getting paid more? And like, this is weird. And like they would give us little gifts like they did on the show, like little totes with the company name on it. And I'm like, what is this bullshit? We want like a raise, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And
What
like,
was it, like the party, like a waffle? Or what
yeah,
was
he
the
had that
initial
weird waffle party. Yeah. So they would do instead of they'd give us pizza parties in the medical field. So that's why I was like, some of the things kind of correlate. And then like,
Mhm.
you know, I have my work friends that I fucking never see outside of work. We're just there. But then like Bob
Yeah.
gets fired and we're sad, like, damn, where's Bob? Oh, we can't tell you why he got fired. You know, it's like a legal thing,
Yeah.
right? We can't tell you. And we don't know what the fuck happened to Bob. You know, I don't have his
And Bob's
number.
just gone.
You know, he's gone, dude. He can be dead. We don't know. Like, we don't know, dog. And I'm like, fuck, I should have
Oh,
got his number. You know, he's
yeah.
older guy, he doesn't have an Instagram, you know? So like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So it kind of reminded me of that, like little things like that. And then like,
Mhm.
you know, and then there's always this like fucking one team member that's like, yeah, man, fucking this company's evil. And like, there's always like somebody like, you know, like there
Yeah.
in the dark. And so I
Conspiracy
was like,
guy.
yeah, we need
Yeah.
to get out of here. But getting out is basically to me symbolic for like applying for another job and working somewhere else, getting out of that
Yeah.
fucking rat
Right.
race bullshit. But
For sure.
yeah, that's kind of like I looked at it at that point, but then also at like, you know, the future, this could happen. I feel like
Mhm.
you could get hypnotized and go to work and not remember what the fuck you did. Just like Mike Tyson used to get hypnotized before his fights and just
Yeah, that's
kind of
right.
black out. So
Mhm.
there's some truth to it. There's been times where I went to work and I was like, what the fuck did I do today? I'm just driving home and then I just get home and like, how did I even
Wow.
drive home today? Like I've had a
That's
lot of
crazy.
days like that, bro. It's just
That's
because we're on the
insane.
same fucking shit every day. And it's just like,
Right, you're doing the same thing, checking the
yeah,
same
muscle memory.
reports.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that when I drive sometimes. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes, like, I'm so deep in thought, or if I'm thinking about something else, I'm like, "Oh, I'm here at my destination," you know? It's like
Yeah.
it's scary where the mind could take you if you're not really, like, paying attention, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
I looked
trip.
into that too, and it says, like, because some people are worried about that, and they're like, "Yeah, but your mind gets into this, like, train of thought, but it's still paying attention. Like, it's still alert,
Mhm.
but it's still, like" yeah, it's weird, but
It's like jujitsu, right? Like, sometimes when you're rolling, you're, like, just especially in competition, you're not even thinking. I
mm,
don't know, it's just,
yeah,
like,
it
a
is
different
true.
state.
Yeah. They talk about that too, like, fighters, and they train so much, and then they get into the fight, and, I mean, you can listen to what your coach is telling you, but at the same time, it's just reaction. Because you can't just go in there and be like, "Well, I'm gonna do this." Like, you can have it, but you're just kind of reacting to what they're giving you, and it just
Right.
like muscle memory.
Mhm.
And um, so I forgot who I was listening to doing pad work, pad drills, and this guy
Mhm.
was this one fighter. Maybe you heard about it. I don't know which fighter, but they're hold
Mhm.
pads, and you know you do like 1, 2, you know, left hook. And then they're like, yeah, every other time my coach would throw something else to make me react, you know. So they'll just
Mhm.
be like 1, 2, and then maybe I'll hold the pad like that, and then you have to uppercut. So kind of like 1, 2, and then he gives you something. So you're
Right, to
not just
react to.
get caught doing the same thing because sometimes you gotta like react to what they're giving you. You know, if they duck their head, you're like that. Or if they
Mhm.
back up, you're like that. So it's like
That makes
to
sense.
hold the pads differently and make you think where to hit the pad and react. So I was like, oh, that's an interesting way of training. That's why it's crazy with coaches, man. It's like a boxing coach will be like teach you different than an MMA coach. A boxing coach will be like more specific on striking, and it's just like it's a
Yeah.
trip, man, where these guys decide who to let them train them, and it's like, I mean, yeah.
Speaking of the boxing coach, I've been watching a lot of like Cheeto Vera footage, and he has Perillo, who is just a boxing coach, and he does his kicks.
See,
But like, see, some guys they like training by themselves. Like Yuri Procházka's out there punching rocks, trees. You know, others are having coaches with like just purely boxing. And especially in the fight, you don't know what you're gonna have to use, what secret weapon. Apparently, Yuri Prohaska he never trained a spinning elbow before, and he hit a
wow,
double spinning elbow against Dominic Reyes and knocked him out. And he's like, I never trained that before. But it's like that conversation you have, that self dialogue is like super important to make sure you could trust whatever you're doing. And I think that's like that's the coolest thing I enjoy about like MMA fighters and stuff, because they really put themselves out there
hmm.
and they see what works. You know, you really get to see the end product of what works and what doesn't. And it's like the evolution of it.
D- Speaking of the Yuri, you remember when he was talking about he's like, yeah, sometimes I can't train or whatever, but then like for whatever reason, he's like then he'll have like a visualization of like training. Like
Yeah.
he'll like
Mhm.
think about a whole match and like what he's gonna do, and like really like get into that train of thought. Like
Yeah.
imagine doing a whole jujitsu training in your mind for like an hour, dude. Like you just like
Mhm.
you're there in the gym and you're like in this matrix and you're just training. You're like, all right, I'm gonna focus on an arm bar, and you just fucking doing arm bars.
Yeah.
I'm doing forward roll, and like you just like really do that. Like I've done that for like 2 to 3 minutes, but I mean, I
Right.
imagine this guy's doing that for
Takes some
like
dedication,
a
huh?
whole day. You know, thinking about a fight and like running a whole fight in his mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which
I have a
seems
couple points on
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
So Allen Iverson, I think he was big on visualization. Like he
Mhm.
wasn't even a big guy on practice, but he would do mental reps in his mind. I don't know where I heard that. Check me on that. But
Mhm.
apparently Allen Iverson was big on visualization. And Yuri made
Mhm.
a good point talking about Kaizen, kind of this like 1% better every day
Oh yeah,
improvement.
yeah, yeah.
He also talked about like the balance between that because it does sometimes feel like a sickness where you're just like, I need to get better today. What can I do extra? You're out here freaking grinding. You're out here like Goggins or something, doing the most that you can. And sometimes it could be too much. And he felt like him getting the flu a week before gave him the
Yeah.
opportunity to kind of understand and do stuff like that, like visualization. Just even that's not even training. You're training your mind, and it's just like stuff like that that can make a difference in the fight or just who you are as a person.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Like,
Mhm,
I know definitely I've had times where whether it not just jujitsu, like a mixture of jujitsu, but then working out too, and just trying to go after it. And sometimes when I do that, like I say, if I work out like a lot, 5 days in a row, I'm not sleeping good. Yeah, man, like
mhm,
you said, I'll start to feel fucking sick, and I'm just like, damn, I feel like I'm getting sick, and it's just like something's imbalance. You know, maybe not enough water, not enough sleep, not enough vitamins. But it's pretty crazy, like how your immune system could get weak like that for like from like essentially I guess overtraining or not enough nutrients. Like it's just crazy. Like what he was saying, I'm like, damn, it happened
mhm.
for a reason. They're like, hey, his body was telling him like, hey, you need to fucking chill for a minute. And it kind of like I think it helped him, for his fight, dude. Like he listened
Definitely.
to his body and he's like, you know what, I need to chill. Cause some people try to work out through the flu, or you see like
Mhm.
Michael Jordan played through the flu. They needed him to do that. So it's like
Right.
it's kind of like hard to choose, you know, like he was saying, it's hard to choose like, oh damn, maybe I shouldn't train. I'm fucking sick. Or should I
Yeah.
just go through it?
Yeah.
I'll get better. I can't, it's crazy, man. Like everyone has a different take on that, all the time.
Yeah, and I think it's good to hear different perspectives because everyone's different. There could be one person who feels sick and you could still, feel like he's mentally more confident because he still went. There's another person who's just like overtrained and they need rest to be able to recover. So it just depends on the person and kind of just filling out what you need at the time, having a good intuition. I feel like that's what Yuri he has a good understanding of his mind. So I think it's good for other people to kind of realize what's needed and to if you need a rest or you need to chill.
Hmm.
And I think it was very informative. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was dope. Yo, all right. So we got a PFL main event here. Usman Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes. You got the Dagestani versus the Irish. Some say it's like, McGregor and Habib kind of beef going on. It was very interesting, man. I didn't watch it. I fucking forgot it was even on. I probably would have
I didn't
watched it.
watch it either.
Probably
Let me
would have.
lock in here.
But yeah, we're gonna react to some highlights. Check it out. Supposedly really exciting fight. Habib was
I
there.
heard it was close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw like
I haven't
Habib was
seen it.
there, just like being all cool and shit. Check it out. Ooh,
Damn. This is first the
switch
second round
kick.
to the body.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, it got out.
Wow. It takes a lot of skill.
Oh, nice knee going to the body.
Oh yeah, this whole swinging.
Oh, they're cracking,
1-2.
dude. Nice body shots by the Irish.
Ooh.
Nice knees.
Damn.
Got out of
These guys are active.
got out of that single leg. Dustin Poirier style. I saw you twisted.
Yep. Oh, you got cut in the forehead right here. Round
That's
4.
gonna mess up. You can't see out of that eye. Oh, look at that combo. Dude, he said, fuck that. We're going to the ground, son.
Yeah. Yep. Playing some guard here. Nope. Got back up.
Dude.
These are. Yeah, I don't know, dude. This is
Hughes is beating him up.
boom.
Dude, those body shots are killer.
Yeah.
What? Nah. I don't know, dude. From
It was
what
close. I mean, I know we're watching the highlights and stuff, but it
know.
does seem very,
Yeah, I guess.
with all the significant strikes, right?
All right, they're gonna. Oh, this is another fight.
That was the main event, right?
Yeah.
I would assume. Yeah. Joe Rogan, he keeps on talking about that they need to add more judges, bro.
On PFL?
On UFC, saying to have at least 5, so because it's close decisions like that, bro. They make or break people's careers, you know.
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, from what we saw in these highlights, looks like Hughes pieced them up. Bad.
I did see an Instagram post saying that Hughes did feel like he won, like unanimously. Yeah, that clip right there.
Mm.
I didn't know they had a head collision.
Yeah, so he thought he won. I mean, oh, there's your video, dog.
What's up?
Nah, your video was popping up. Your YouTube. Shout out to your YouTube channel,
okay.
man. Go follow
Yeah.
Alonzo. His
I
YouTube.
appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, man.
But yeah. I just don't know. Like
I don't know.
with the PFL, I know we got Ngannou. We got this new league, GFL, also in the mix. Do you think that they're gonna give UFC run for the money eventually? Maybe not right now, but down the line, maybe with some of these fights.
Ah, man, it's gonna be tough. I mean, we're looking at the GFL, and it's like
These guys are trying.
it's a lot of washed
They're
up.
trying. Yeah.
I don't like to disrespect these legends, but it's like I don't know. Tony Ferguson's in it. I mean, damn, man. Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold's always just trying to get a check, bro. Like all. Hold on, let me pause this real quick. All right, we're back.
How are you back? So let's talk about the GFL for a little bit. I didn't know about the rules, so I just looked them up right now with the trusty Chat GBT.
Nice.
Seems like there's 2 teams consisting of 10 fighters, and it is a catch weight kind of system. So there's not like lightweight, heavyweight, and it's like off a point system. So it depends on how they finish the fight, and then I think the team gets points depending how they finish. So if you finish by a knockout or submission, you get 4 points. So say Tony Ferguson goes against Dylan Dennis and hits him with a Darce. Tony's team gets 4 points. Win by decision, 3 points. A loss by decision, you still get a point, and then if the fight goes to decision, your team still gets a point. And if you lose by knockout submission, you get no points. So that does add a different element just because it's a tournament based type thing. So honestly, it does make it more interesting knowing that it's going to be like you get drafted. You know, we saw that little AI stuff with was it Tyron Woodley? Kind of looks kind of cringy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You could see how it's going on here, but I kind of see the vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I see the vision what they're going with it, but it's just like it's not there yet, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
So we'll
does.
see
I
see
don't
how that
know.
goes. What do you think about that? Because you know a lot of people want to bring back the tournament system. Jiu-jitsu still has
Yeah.
the tournament, and we just haven't really seen it with MMA.
Yeah, I mean, tournament. Oh, you got Brandon Schaub on here. What the?
What? I did not know that.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it'd be cool. Tournament system. These fighters. I mean, I'm happy for them. They get money. They are a little washed up. Um, I did look into it, like who's funding it. I don't know. I thought it was like some Saudi oil owner people, or
Mhm.
Abu Dhabi sultans, whatever. But it looks like there's one guy from Silicon Valley in there, so I know that they got deep pockets out there. So they're probably like, hey, let's start a fucking fight league, and they just hit up all these guys, Luke Rockhold, Tyrone Woodley. I'm just like, I don't know, bro. I mean, it's hard to. A lot of these fighting promotions just never make it. Like Bellator's fallen off. Now they got PFL. And they're paying them good, but if they're not selling tickets, they don't got a promotion on cable
Exactly.
TV. I think
Mhm.
that's key. I think if you can get on cable, I think as a new promotion, you got to get onto like TV, cable TV, CBS, something. I think that'll
Mhm.
put you in front of a lot of eyes. Kind of like what
For sure.
you got to do what the UFC did, dude. Like you got to take those routes. But if they're just like, oh, we're gonna throw a promo, pay for our pay per view, fucking $80, and people are like, what? Why am I gonna pay $80 to see Tyron Woodley? You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
why they're just gonna get
Yeah.
tired? Like, what? You got Frank Mir? Like, come on, bro. That guy's like,
Really, Frank Mir?
I saw
I
him
did
on
not
there.
remember that. How old is Frank Mir, bro? Frank Mir is definitely like 40 something, bro.
Let's see,
Like
man.
late
Fucking
40s. 45.
dang,
45 years old fighting still.
45. Yeah, he don't look like that. I'll tell you that. He don't look like this, man. Dude's like, I saw him on the pod. He's like close to 300 pounds. This says he's 260. So yeah, dude's probably like 300 pounds.
I
Um,
think the catch weight is interesting though. We might see Frank Mir versus Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson whoop his ass, bro. That'd be cool.
I don't know how different the weight class is going to be, but it does say online that it's a catch weight type of thing. I'm not sure if it's like a quintet style where it's like they have to meet a certain weight requirement, but got the rule book pulled up here.
Is this it? What the fuck is
I
this?
don't know.
This ain't it.
Sports engine. Yeah, I'm not sure, bro.
They had a
It says all GFL belts operate under catch weight system aligned for more flexibility in matchups compared to UFC strict weight classes. See, I'll share. See if I can share this with you. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Maybe if they had some younger talent, I don't know what. I mean, of course, you want to get the name of these legends, but um,
it's all the usual suspects:
but
Chad Mendez, Uriah Faber, Tony Ferguson, Uriah Hall, Rashad Evans. I know Rashad Evans has been training, so I wouldn't mind. I
right.
want to watch him fight Rampage.
Who would you say is the best fighter on there?
Shit, I'm looking. Luke. I would say like Luke Rockhold, and I think Tyron Woodley could probably still get down. Oh, dude, Anthony Pettis is on there.
Hmm.
I think he's still good.
He's been active still. Yoel
I
Romero.
think Yoel Romero's good. Jeremy Stevens, he just fought too, right? I think he won.
Yeah, he did bare knuckle, right?
Yeah.
He did.
Damn. This roster is insane. So are these like I
A lot
saw
of money.
Penna on there? I don't know what the fuck she's doing on there. Did she get cut from the UFC?
I thought she's the champ.
Yeah. Why is her name on here? You can do both.
I don't think so.
No, this is Jessica Penne.
Jessica Pena.
Penna. Who the fuck's that?
Oh, Penne.
Penne.
Penne pasta.
Wasn't she in the
Yeah, I don't know.
fucking UFC? All right. Ray Borg. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, to me, yeah, you're like, yeah, more fights the better. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how long it's gonna last, bro. Like, I just don't see it lasting because people barely watch the UFC nowadays. I mean, UFC's getting bigger, but you know what I mean? It's like the casuals barely tuning in for fight nights. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah, this upcoming fight night's insane though. Like,
yeah,
I feel like people are.
they're getting better.
I
They're
don't
getting
know.
better.
They are. I feel like they're getting better with the
They're
promo.
getting
More
better.
people are starting to know what the. I think TikTok edits are huge. I think if you get a good edit of a fighter, it goes viral. I think you could really make a name for yourself with that as well. I think the social media is huge. I think more fighters should start trying to make a name for themselves on just to get the name recognized. You know.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I'm all for it, dude. I just don't
We'll see.
know.
We'll check it out. You know, we'll be talking about it.
I'll be watching it. You know what? I'm excited for it, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I just don't. I'm just being realistic, bro. I don't know if it's gonna
Yeah,
last.
for sure.
Like I watched two bums get into it in front of Dunkin' Donuts in Burbank, bro. I don't give a fuck, dog. I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, place your bets.
I'm
Yeah,
fucking
for
in,
sure.
dude. I'm watching two squirrels fighting in the backyard, bro. I'm fucking. I'm betting on that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck.
For
I'm
sure.
watching two white
Yeah,
belts go
dude.
at it. Or a white belt,
That's entertaining.
a
Yeah.
heavyweight white belt going at it with a brown belt. Getting omoplata. Walking out with the gi
Yeah.
on. I'm watching it. I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
tuned in, bro. But
I'm in. Joey Diaz, I'm in.
I'm in. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Damn. Hope he's all right, dude. He got fucking.
Oh yeah, bro. I don't know what happened. Did you
I
find out what
watched the
happened?
pod, but he danced around it the whole time. He's just like, I was in the hospital 5 days, running all kind of tests on me. I was on mushrooms for 3 days and weed, and I
What?
couldn't breathe. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like he was having a lot of
Yeah.
like respiratory problems, and
Damn, son.
yeah, dude.
Pray for Joey.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. He needs to chill out.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, what the fuck? It's 11:07.
Yeah.
We gotta get ready for
Gotta
that
wrap it
shit.
up. Let me see if I hit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Get ready for jujitsu. I'll probably swing by CVS if I have time.
Get the
We'll see.
Zins or whatever those shits are called.
Yeah, no. Neurogum.
Just like
Check it out, bro.
All right, man.
Yes,
Let's wrap it
Thank
up.
you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and bro, if there's anything that you guys want us to react to, and if you see the crazy submissions, send a link down in the comments. Let us know. Be down, especially with all this new stuff. You got GFL, PFL, Dirty Boxing, Bare Knuckle.
Yeah.
There's like so many organizations
Oh yeah, we
that are
didn't even
trying to
talk
make
about
the
bare
name.
knuckle next time.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff, but it seems like a lot of fighting organizations are trying to make their name. I think one of them will pop off. Honestly,
I hope
think
so.
there's going to be one. Yeah, to give UFC a little bit run for the money. It's like UFC is the big dog, but if we see a little bit something different, tournament style, something different, combat. Was it Karate Combat? Does
I
their
like
thing
that.
too.
Yeah.
It's like I like that. So it does take a lot of work and time for these organizations to build up a name and stuff, but I do think that there's going to be something.
Hell
Not
yeah.
sure what it is, but yeah.
Go for that.
Yeah, it's cool for that.
All right, man. Let's
All right,
go. Peace. We out. See ya.
Thank you guys. Yep.